Hi, everyone. My name is Vinnie, and my co-host over here, he has a little bit of a lag. We'll figure this out. David. Oh, see, I think his mic is muted. That's why. Okay, let me unmute his mic. Oh, he muted himself. This is the fun thing. We're out and about, and this is what happens with technical difficulty. So the fun stuff right there. So something that I wanted to first go over while David figured out his mic situation. It looks like his mic's taken care of, but still can't hear him. So we've been talking about the last couple of months, low inventory. Inventory has slowly trickled up a little bit. Looking at today, we currently have a little bit under 2,700 properties on the market. Mind you, a couple months back, we had about 2,000 properties on the market. We're seeing more and more properties, at least, and I don't have the numbers for you, that are currently falling out of escrow right there. Okay, inventory is slowly going up. Mind you, June is usually when we start getting more of our inventory on the market. So that's one of the big factors of why we're getting more and more inventory. But it's definitely a good sign. We were last week about 2,550. We're at 2,680. So more and more options available. We're still a far ways away from a balanced market. To give you kind of reference point, 2 years ago, we were about 7,000 properties. Now we're at a little under 2,700. We've been sitting for the last 3 months of selling inventory at about 3,300, 3,400, 3,500, somewhere around there every month of closed inventory. Okay, so if we're at 2,700 roughly, that means we're still under a month worth of inventory. We're under about 3 weeks of inventory. In a balanced market, you're talking about 6 months of inventory. It sounds like David might be coming back on.
Yep, we're back on. I apologize for that. For all of our millions of fans out there, I apologize for my schedule got changed today, and daddy daycare comes first, so I apologize for that. So, Vinny, thanks for the great info, and it sounds like we're getting a little bit more listings than we had previously. I mean, is there a ray of hope coming, like a heat wave?
Yeah, I mean that's what we've been kind of preaching for a little while, is that we're slowly going to see the market cool down a tad bit. It's been crazy. And now, to what degree? I mean, we need a lot more inventory for it to fully cool down. So if you have been looking and haven't found the right property, there is hope out there. More and more inventory is coming in the market. Hopefully by July, we're kind of closer to 3,000 properties on the market. That'd be a huge jump in a matter of 3 months. We're talking about a jump from 2,000, 2 months, a jump of 2,000 to about 3,000 properties on the market. It's a pretty big jump. So if you're feeling the intensity, so if you're feeling the intensity of this market, be aware we're slowly getting more and more inventory hitting the market out there. We are seeing a little bit of properties days on market go up a tad bit. And I think that's not necessarily on the market as a whole, but also people are overbidding the market. So they're saying, okay, my neighbor just got this property, this price, I want to sell it for a little higher. So be aware that if you are looking to sell your property, be aware that you don't want to overprice the market, because you could start feeling the effects of your property sitting a little bit longer and not just falling off the shelf or flying off the shelf. So be aware of that. Don't overestimate the market if you are looking to list.
The other thing that we have changing, rates are still really good. I was going to add in there, Vinny, is tomorrow we're supposed to actually lift the mask mandate, and restrictions are supposed to be easier. So we may see even more things start happening just from going back to a little bit of normalcy. And with normalcy bringing into effect, the other thing that we have going on this week, we have the Fed meeting. So the Fed is supposed to strategically start talking about tapering. If the Fed starts tapering, what I mean by tapering is buying mortgage-backed securities. If the Fed stops doing that, we will actually see rates move up much quicker than anyone will like. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. But I will tell you, this week, it's going to be another good week for those of you out there who are working with smart lenders who actually know how to follow economics, look at events going on. It'll be a good week to lock in something if there's a twitch in the market that doesn't go the way it's supposed to. And I got to figure we're going to have some volatility this week. We had it last week. And as far as the rates, well, they're underneath the threes again. And that is huge. And Vinny, finally, I know we've been talking about this for weeks. We've got no love from the jumbo market. But now, jumbo market today was at 2.875.
Nice. If you
compared to where it was before at 3.125, 3.25.
Yeah, if you buy your house maybe 2-3 years ago, your value has jumped up pretty drastically. We've looked at the median home jumps in the last couple of weeks. So if you bought a property with an FHA loan or with less than 20% down on your purchase a year, 2 years ago, please reach out to David or myself, and we can kind of talk you through, see if it's possible to refinance out of that PMI. Maybe even get lower rates if you bought basically a year or 2 years ago. So it could be something possible. I mean, I talked to a client today that's thinking about possibly taking money out of his property.
It's very possible.
Yeah. I mean, taking money out of his property and seeing if the market cools down in the next couple of months to purchase something. So if you bought a year or two, maybe even 3 years ago, reach out to David or myself, and we can at least try to give you some insight into where your property sits and possibly getting that mortgage insurance out of your loan.
And you know what else we have to change is, Vinny? We get a lot of phone calls and emails about people asking for, do you have light documentation loans? And what I mean by light documentation is not the weight. I mean, you know, getting jumbo loans with bank statements and getting jumbo loans with less restrictive guidelines. We finally have a product that came out that's looking to fill that gap. So for those of you who are self-employed that maybe don't declare all your income to the IRS, or maybe you don't declare as much as you think, we do have bank statement loans now on jumbos and lighter doc requirements. So there's a lot of good things coming to market, and with Vinny telling us how many more listings are coming up, and it seems like Freedom's coming back tomorrow, hopefully, I think there's a lot of good things on the horizon, and I think maybe this fall can be a good time to maybe get yourself, you know, some sort of deal or protect your assets while interest rates are still low, Vinny.
Yeah, if you're looking to purchase, I mean, I would at least again talk to David or myself to figure out what's possible. Get your ducks in the line so you can look to purchase in the near future. David's talking about rates are trickling up a little bit, so you kind of want to hit that sweet spot. I mean, where the value isn't, I mean, drastically too high, but also rates are fairly low. I was talking to, I don't know if it was David, I think it might have been a different lender, but they were talking about over the next couple of years, we might see rates go up to 5 again. You know, that'd be quite the jump. I don't. What do you see, David? Do you see that happening in the next year or two?
Not in the next year. I don't see that, and I would tell you, I really hope that does not happen. But I don't think that's going to happen in the next year.
Okay.
I think that would decimate the economy now. Long-term growth, I think that's going to happen. Yeah, okay. I think it's going to have to change because it will see some changes. But I think for the next year to year and a half, I think you're pretty safe. We're still locking into something phenomenally good, and long-term holds still winning because you want to be able to afford that monthly payment.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Focus on that monthly payment. Focus on monthly payment. Focus on monthly payment. Now, we didn't have a question or a quiz question to win today, but we will have it on Friday. Please subscribe. Please share. Join us every Monday and Friday. And just because things can get a little crazy, we want to make sure that we're still here for you Monday and Friday, giving you the up-to-date knowledge of what's happening. Be aware that usually what you see on the news, on social media and things like that is usually a couple months back, right, of what's actually happening in the current market. We've been talking about, getting more inventory over the last couple of months. I mean, if you've been watching us, and we're trying to keep you up to date. David's talked about rates and the fluctuation, things like that. So please join us, ask questions, reach out to us. We do this on a daily basis. And so if it's something that we don't know, and yes, we don't know everything, but it's something if we don't know, we want to find out because it's probably a great question to know. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, please share, and of course, tell your friends. Bye, everyone.